What is your mental bunker made of? What is painted on the walls of the place you run away to hide and protect yourself? For me, it's perfectionism. It's if I do what the rules say, if I do what I've agreed, if I know how it all works, especially before I start, then nothing bad can happen and no one can blame me if something goes wrong. And not only is that a really limited way of being that's stressful, it also means that I project that same rule out into the world, and when people don't follow the rules and they don't do what they said and the systems don't work and the tech doesn't work and here I am again trying to debug my Wi-Fi or get the printer to work, I get really enraged. Do you? Are you like me? The number of times in a week that I fantasize about throwing a computer out of a window or impaling it on a spike, I can't count. I was talking to someone yesterday who, when doing DIY and things turn out not to be easy, he starts to feel enraged. Why is that? What's going on there, and how does that project out into the world? So what's yours? Do you have perfectionism, or have you got something else? Let me know. I'm very interested what the palette of options is. The thing is, when you realise you're in a bunker, and when you realise you're trying to drag other people down into the bunker with you, it becomes a lot easier to get out. Oh, the sunshine, amazing. And you might recognise this if you're a Bristolian. I'm on Purdown with that communication tower. Pretty, isn't it, up here? In one of the earlier videos, I was on Kelston Roundhill, and so that is off on the horizon, like miles and miles and miles away over there towards Bath. I want to look up exactly where it is and come up here with binoculars, because like I said in that video, I love to be able to triangulate. But yeah, that knowing that you're in a bunker, it helps to know the nature of the bunker, and then getting yourself out. Follow the light and the warmth of the sun. Feel the breeze and the warmth. Spot the horizon for the first time in maybe days, maybe weeks. Notice that the horizon is only the edge of the land, and that above that there are the literal heavens. Look, there's loads of it. All that space. I've got a poem for you. My capacity to live from love is more resilient, more radiant than any fear. There's a glittering carapace, a mosaic of gold leaf, so dazzling is its light. Hard to film and walk and read a poem off a phone at the same time, as it turns out. So dazzling is its light that for a long time I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it illuminating everything, shining ceaselessly, infinitely, revealing all there is to experience. But even as it reveals such variety, it so often goes unnoticed. Instead, our attention is drawn into the vortex of our lives, trained on one tiny fleck on the surface of the vast earth. And if we do raise our gaze, if we raise our gaze from what troubles us, what excites us, what fascinates us, what draws our desire in the swirling whirlpools of life on earth, sometimes our gaze only reaches the horizon. Caught up in fantasies of what else we might experience out there on the surface of the earth, imprisoned in yet more fascination, more obsession. When we raise our gaze finally above the horizon, we encounter the clouds. Clouds of grey and purple hues we mistake as portents of pain. Portents that forewarn of rain and storms and floods. Yes, the forces of nature are unfathomably mighty, and one can be forgiven for mistaking, for a time, the clouds for the beings that shape life on the planet's surface. But as the clouds move, as they dissipate their rain, as they shout out their thunder, something else happens. There appears the blue sky. The clouds are not bruised. As the sun begins to set, the clouds take on new colours. On their deep, plum-coloured underbellies appear pink neon tones like Caribbean fish glistening as the shoal turns this way and that. They take on the orange of the tips of dancing flames. Then as the last embers of the sunlight put themselves to bed, there can be no doubt the clouds, now dimming, were illuminated by the sun. And even when the clouds are thickest, the sunlight is shining on, lighting the soaring angel wings of those clouds. As the wings lift, as they tilt skyward, drawing our gaze to their tips, as they prepare for the next beat, the feathers point aloft like a colonnade of organ pipes, bringing music to life in a church open to the infinite sky. And all these forms draw our gaze, at first so foreshortened and overwhelmed by the tumult on earth, and then captivated, arrested, fascinated by the horizon, and then blocked by the clouds. All these gesturing feathers fly our spirits across the blue sky. We may be below the grey clouds, but the knowing sky is beyond. As the wing beats downdraft stir the vapours, we see where we are being carried, to the infinitely beneficent face of radiant love. Nice, isn't it? What do you think? I didn't like the way I read it. I need to practice that one a bit more. But I'll put the text in the description and you can have a go at reading it yourself, and I'll work on my rendition. But here's me practicing not being a perfectionist. I'm just going to publish this video as it is. I'm also a little bit worried that a person that was walking around might have nicked my bike, but thankfully bike is still there, so happy days. Turns out not everybody's out to rip me off. Yay! Alright, if you like that, if you didn't like that, let me know either way, and I'd love to get into conversations with people. If you're up for that, let me know, and press buttons to encourage me, please, and also tell the algorithm more like this, please, and share a link with your friends if you think they'd enjoy it. Alright, bye for now, see you next time.